Hey, hey, how's it going? It's been a while, hasn't it? Awesome. So, I got to play a game. There we go. Versus vampires. Versus high elves. A game that I, surprisingly, won. So, spoiler alert, I suppose. It was an interesting fight. Very, very interesting fight. So, I brought something kind of unique. Well, not unique, but whatever. So, this, hang on, let me just pause this and go through what did I bring in this fight. So, I'm thinking high elves. Okay, so I have to expect a couple things. One, dragons, and two, cavalry. At the start, my opponent had picked Bretonia, so cavalry was on top of my consideration. Hence, the four skeleton spears. Four graveguard for the infantry fight. I had a Mortis engine, a White King, and then he switched to High Elves. So I'm like, okay, I'm keeping the Spearman, because you never know. Keeping the Mortis engine, keeping pretty much everything. And then I picked for my Lord a Strigoi Ghoul King on a Terrorgeist for the anti-armored, anti-large, and another Terrorgeist. So I'm thinking, though, so if you bring a dragon, the two Terrorgeists are going to gang it up and absolutely ruin it. And I also have some bats for interference. My opponent deployed over here, and he didn't bring a dragon. He brought some archers, some good infantry, some melee infantry, and he left his cavalry on this side of the field. Of course, after seeing that and engaging, I'm like, wait, I have to expect something naughty from the High Elves. What is happening here? So I send my bats to scout to the most obvious location for a flanking force, and I immediately spot his cavalry. Not that it made much of a difference, but regardless. And Graveguard look cool though. Look at that. Look at that. Yeah, you know I'm print screening that. Let's print screen that too. Spooky! And a White King just running. So, I issue out my orders. I send out my bats on the flanking mission. Here I send out these bats and I spot the cab. Or whatever. And I gave out my assault orders. Moving my Terrorgeist from the flank to scream at the Phoenix Guard, since I don't really have any reliable way of dealing with the Phoenix Guard. Strigoi doesn't have any spells that works for them. These guys have shields and are okay armor, pretty okay armor, so they can take that shot, those shots. I bring back the bats. This is where he nets me. He nets my two Terrorgeists, but that's okay because they're in range to scream at the Phoenix Guard. It's a pretty good scream. It took a lot of damage out. It discourages. Of course it would. Discourage. Anyway, so this breaks out. He casts a Flock of Doom, but that's okay, and I move in. Charge. And then I realize, wait, we have Techless. So I just issue a general attack order for my Terrorgeist to Techless at some point. The Swordmaster will fall back to engage some Hellbats, which is not the best idea, and I bring in my Mortis engine and I park it next to the Phoenix Guard and the Spearman. They will just chill. They won't do much. They'll just relax and do nothing. And this is where I see the opening. Techless is gonna get shot. Spirit leeched him, charged him with two Terrorgeists. Look at the damage. It's gorgeous. Invocation is in heck, he's gonna take some damage, and Techless is routing. Well, he's half health, he's gonna rout soon. I spawn some Crypt Ghouls over here. So what happened is quite simple. I also have a lot of rear guards because he did not activate his cavalry on time. Because he was kind of busy just microing everything, I think. But here's what happens. Here's why I won this fight. I executed my game plan pretty good. My game plan was quite simple. Use the bats, the summons from the Strigoi, to just bother his backline and his archers. Use the two large bats, Terrorgeists, in order to just ruin anything large he has, such as Teclis. They only really had one option to attack. If not, they would support the infantry fight with rear charges and screams. And the infantry fight would just engage and just chill there with the Mortis engine just relaxing. The entire idea was that I needed to keep his archers from firing at the Mortis engine, and the Mortis engine will just straight up win the infantry engagement for me, because, well, it's kind of crazy. Here's where he brings his cavalry, but he gets stuck in by pitiful zombies, and then I charge them with spears, so even that is just not good. And at some point, his Phoenix Guard ran away from Terror. Why didn't he just have Terror? But yeah, at this point, my opponent conceded. I feel that he could have done with the benefit of hindsight, he could have done a better job of handling my Mortis engine. I'm pretty sure that this is the reason why I won. This right here, it did nothing. It did absolutely nothing, and yet it won me the game. It didn't do a single kill. Maybe that's not a good idea. Maybe it is a good idea to just charge it in, but I didn't see much magic from Teclis because he didn't protect him very well. You have the Sword Masters of Hoeth, you have the Phoenix Guard, you have the Lothern Sea Guard. I wouldn't even bring these archers with light armor, honestly, because why would you give them a light armor? If they get engaged in close combat, they're gonna die. And light armor is gonna help you when? In skirmish fights? With vampires? They don't even have any missile infantry. So, waste of cash there. Waste of cash on the shielded versions of the Silver Helms. When they have shields, not only it costs more, but it actually reduces some of their melee attack. Not by much, but it reduces it. So I would give these guys with unshielded Lothern Sea Guard are a good idea, because you just have to expect that the vampire is gonna raise dead on your shit. He's gonna bother them with Felbats. He's gonna do whatever. He's just gonna interfere. So your archers being able to fight in close combat is a good idea. So I would maybe drop these two, bring a third Lothern Sea Guard, and again, how would you deal with this Mortis engine? Gosh. Activate the cavalry on the right moment and attack from both sides. So imagine this is the enemy line and this is my line. So Vampire comes in this way, and the cavalry not only comes from this flank and this flank. Also try not to make it so obvious where they are hiding. I mean, I knew where they were before I even spotted them. So my opponent is never going to see this video. I mean, let's be frank. He's never going to see this video. But I'm looking at any mistakes that my opponents are making, and I am trying to learn from them, you know? Trying to think, hey, would I have done things differently if I was in their situation, if I had had their army composition? Yes, I would like to think so, because let's see, where are they? Teclis is good. I mean, nobody blames you for bringing Teclis. And I thought I saw Kindle Flame. It's also a good idea against the vampires. It's not a bad idea at all. Wild Heart is also good to have. Shield of Sapphire is always pretty cool. Whatever. Actually, he has a lot of cool stuff. I didn't see Fire Convocation at all. I guess you can remove that, thinking, hey, we'll keep this guy cheap. Knight of Mentok is pretty... If you're gonna bring Kindle Flame, bring Flaming Sword of Ruin. I didn't see it anywhere, of course. I could be wrong. Trembling Foe is pretty cool. Jesus, Teclis is pretty cool. Anyway, so bring this. He had what? That. Phoenix Guard? Sure. I mean, I love them. I love these guys, but... There, see? Check this out. Silver Helm with shields, 30 melee defense, 34 melee attack. The standard ones actually don't have more melee attack, but they do have more charge bonus, which is pretty important. So bring the standard ones if you really want cav. And you need something. What else? Leather and Seaguard, no shields, you don't need any. What lines of Trace? Or maybe you wanted to keep things cheap, which is pretty understandable. There you go. And you have 900, which you can bring Swordmaster. Actually, let's bring an anti-large. Mount him on an eagle. I know. I'll deal with it later. Actually, I'll deal with it now. There we go. Check this out. This will be sneaky. This guy with the armor of the stars, that's gonna be sneaky. Sense. Nice. So this guy to deal with the Mortis engine. This will deal with the Graveguard. Hell, even Spearman will do a good job against the Graveguard. Not much, but with the rear charges of the Silver Helms will do nicely. These guys can easily protect themselves against zombies. So, yeah. I think this might do well. So, peace! Hopefully I will start cranking out some more videos. Since now I have some more time. I know I've said that quite often, but... I mean, I love this game. Obviously. So, let's play it some more, shall we? See ya!